Episode 8. Li Ge was somewhat reluctant. She had already submitted her resignation and technically no longer had the responsibility to handle these tasks. Moreover, although Qiao Xiyun was asking her, it felt more like a command, which made her uncomfortable. However, realizing that her belongings were still with Huo Jincheng, and this might be the last time she had to deal with such trivial tasks, she thought she could take the opportunity to ask him for her things when she delivered the coffee. Taking a deep breath, she agreed. "All right, I understand." "Thank you," Qiao Xiyun said before walking out. Pregnancy had given her a maternal glow, but her confidence and elegance as a lady from a prestigious family contrasted sharply with Li Ge. In the past, under the protection of a large family, she was no less than Qiao Xiyun. But over the years, she had become like a fallen pheasant. The stark contrast left her standing there in a daze for a moment before she collected her emotions, left the restroom, and headed to the pantry to make coffee. Huo Jincheng's preference: an Americano with 3 parts brown sugar and a splash of milk. By the time she was halfway there, the meeting had ended, and people were trickling out of the conference room. Not seeing Huo Jincheng, she assumed he had already gone to his office. Li Ge carried the coffee and knocked on the door of the CEO's office. "Come in." The voice that responded wasn't Huo Jincheng's cold tone, but Qiao Xiyun's soft one. The coffee cup in Li Ji's hand nearly shook, spilling its contents. After a moment of hesitation, she gathered the courage to push open the door to the CEO's office. The moment the door opened, she saw Qiao Xiyun with her arms around Huo Jincheng's neck, sitting on his lap. Despite being prepared, seeing such a scene left Li Ji's emotions in turmoil, her heart aching as if it might stop beating. Caught in the act, Qiao Xiyun seemed a bit embarrassed. "Leave the coffee here, and you can go." Qiao Xiyun's gentle voice pulled her back to reality. Li Ge slowly lifted her head, meeting Huo Jincheng's gaze, which was fixed on her with a coldness that seemed capable of swallowing her whole. At that moment, intuition told her that this was intentional. He knew why she was there, yet allowed her to witness such a scene, to humiliate her. Secretarially? Seeing her motionless, Qiao Xiyun looked over. Li Ge nodded, placing the coffee on the table before quickly turning to leave, almost as if fleeing. But after just 2 steps, she suddenly stopped. Listening to the intimate sounds behind her, her mind was filled with images of Huo Jincheng and Qiao Xiyun being close. Her legs felt weak, but she forced herself to stay upright. Her presence clearly displeased Qiao Xiyun, as if she was interrupting her important matters with Huo Jincheng. "Secretarially, do you have anything else?" Finally mustering the courage, she turned back. "I left something very important with Mr. Huo, and I would appreciate it if he could return it to me." In the 200 square meter CEO office, the atmosphere instantly chilled. Despite the piles of documents on the desk, they couldn't hide the scene on the leather chair. The man in the white shirt, with his collar open and a few reddish marks, looked at her with intimidating red eyes. "Oh, what is it?" Curious, Qiao Xiyun tightened her grip on Huo Jincheng's arm. "Jincheng, why are you holding on to a secretary's belongings?" "Just something insignificant," Huo Jincheng replied, pulling Qiao Xiyun closer into his arms, their bodies pressed tightly together from Li Ji's perspective. She bit her lip, silent, her heart bleeding, until Huo Jincheng looked at her as if she were a stranger. "You can leave now." His words were sharp and commanding. It was clear he had no intention of returning her ID card. "It's my ID card." Taking advantage of Qiao Xiyun's presence, she spoke directly, hoping to resolve the matter and leave immediately, as she couldn't stand being there any longer. "I've actually resigned from the Huo group, but Mr. Huo is withholding my ID card." Such behavior makes it hard not to suspect that Mr. Huo has some other intentions towards me. The Huo group is full of talent. There's no need to resort to such underhanded tactics with a mere secretary like me.
Full story is available at novelpalace.com. Click the link in the comment section to get it free.